Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Nick Push talking Scream today. I'm excited though because I am not alone. I am joined by Scream superfan, Scream expert, Pamela from the Sister Pam YouTube channel. Did I say that right? Sister Pam? Is that
Yes.
right? Okay. How you doing today, Pamela?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Appreciate you coming on. Excited to talk some Scream with the ultimate expert like yourself. Uh,
Thank
so
you. Thank you.
Yeah. So, real quick before we get into actual Scream, let's just talk about your channel for a sec because I found your channel maybe, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago. I'm scrolling through
hmm
YouTube. Uh, you
hmm
know, YouTube has these analytics where, whatever you watch, people's videos come up. So, I see a lot of Halloween videos, a lot of Friday the 13th videos, and a lot of Scream videos. And, one of your videos came up and I clicked on it and I was like, okay, let's see who this girl is. She's got a lot of content out there, and I was like, oh wow, she knows her stuff. She's done her research. I think it was a video about Charlie Walker, uh,
hmm
and I was surprised. So my first question to you is, because you have all these videos where you clearly done a lot of research, you clearly watched all the movies. How long does it take you to, make one of these videos? Like, for instance, you have a video, I think it's like Stu's Clues, right? Like 50 Stu Clues or something
Yeah,
like that. How long does that take you? Do you sit there like with a notebook rewatching the movie, or what do you do?
kind of. So different videos take different amounts of time. 50 Stew Clues was definitely one of the more time consuming ones. I'm watching the movies constantly. So anytime I notice something, I write it down. I start planning my video. I type up a document on my laptop, plan it out, film it. Sometimes it takes me a while to edit. Sometimes I can throw it together really quickly. But yeah, 50 Stew Clues took me like about a week to throw together because it was so detailed. Um, but yeah, I spend a lot of time working on my videos most of the time.
Yeah. So for me, I'm telling you, all the videos that I take meticulous notes, take all this time,
Mhm.
spend, all this time working on them, nobody watches. I throw one up where I don't do shit. It's just me
Right.
ranting and raving, and it gets like a thousand views. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's typically
It's
how it
so
goes.
crazy.
I've noticed that
Yeah.
that's how it goes. When you don't put that much effort in, you get so many views.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny. So, tell me about the Scream franchise and kind of how you got into it. So, obviously, like you said, you love the franchise. You've watched the movies all the time. How did you initially get into Scream and becoming like a Scream fan?
Well, I always watched it as a kid, so I always loved it. But it honestly wasn't until they announced Scream 5 that I started to really get into it. Because I never
Hmm.
expected them to bring it back, you know? So when they first announced it, I had all these theories like maybe Kirby's the killer in 5, maybe Dewey's going to be the killer. Obviously, neither of those happened. But yeah, just once they announced 5, I got really into it. I'm so happy that they're making more. Obviously, we have 7 on the way. And who knows when they're going to stop? They'll probably go on to make 8 and
Yeah.
9. Who
The
knows?
the only thing
But
that'll kill yeah, the only thing that'll kill the franchise is if people stop going. Right now they're just making so much money, and they have people like
mhm,
us and other YouTubers who are talking about it all the time. We are like their marketing gold right now. So I'd
right.
be shocked if it stopped after 7. It's just it's making
Yeah,
too much money and it's too popular.
I agree. As long as
Um,
people stay obsessed with it, they're going to keep making them. And I'm not complaining.
exactly. Right, exactly. But I'm like you. I didn't think they were going to make another one. Wes Craven died in 2015 or whenever that was.
Right.
And there's a lot of talk. Okay, it was Kevin and Wes, and Wes is gone, so it's done. But luckily
hmm
for us fans, luckily they started making new ones. And whether you like the new ones or not, it's still cool that we have more Scream movies. Just like the
Yeah.
Halloween franchise, right? With Halloween
hmm
2018 came out, all of a sudden everyone went nuts again. Even though
Yeah.
they complain about it now,
hmm
it's there's still good things to take away, even
Yep.
from. There's not really a bad Scream movie, but
I was
there's
just
still
going to
good
say
things to
that
take away.
they're all pretty consistent. They're
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
yeah. All right, I gotta ask you right off the bat here, because I know you're a stew. What do you call yourself? A stew believer? Is that what you call
Do
yourself?
believer.
Yes,
Yeah.
because I'm not. Okay, but I'm starting to
Mhm.
turn a little bit. Uh,
Yeah, I noticed that.
and yeah, and the reason I'm starting to turn, so the reason I'm not is, or the reason I should say I wasn't completely, is I just didn't find it believable that he could survive. Everything that we've all heard a million times.
Mhm.
And you know, but I'm starting to think they're planting the seeds for it because
Yes.
of things they've done, especially in Scream Six. Chad surviving. Okay, you can't complain about, or you can't be fine with Chad surviving, and then say Stu can't survive. And things like that. So
Yes.
they're planting all these seeds. But
Mhm.
do you think, in your heart of hearts, do you think that they're going to bring back Stu in Scream Seven, or if not Scream Seven, do you think they're going to bring Matthew back at some point here?
I'll be right back.
Absolutely, 100%. I think Scream 7 is the time to do it. Like you said, they've just been planting the seeds in 5 and 6. Like, that is the only logical place that I see it going. Like, why do they keep bringing him up in 5 and 6? To me, it's the only satisfying conclusion to at least these new movies, like 5, 6, and 7. If they don't do it in 7, I'm still holding out hope for Scream 8. But I think
Yeah.
7 is the time to do it. It's just it just makes the most sense to me. Killers always come back and Scream hasn't done that yet. So I think it's
True.
time. I don't know.
What about this though? What would you think if they brought him back, but they didn't bring him back as Ghostface? Let's say he comes back, he comes back and he's helping them stop Ghostface, or because he's kind of Billy's whipping boy, right? Or he's listening to
Mhm.
Billy. Would you want him to come back as not a good guy, but kind of as this like tortured hero type? Would you be for that or no?
Right. Well, I'll take him in any form. I want him back no matter what. But at the same time, I do want to see him be Ghostface. Like you said, what if he comes back helping them? I could see them making us think that he's helping them for majority of the movie, and then at the end we find out he's Ghostface again. That's what I would want to see. Um, but even if he's not Ghostface, I want him back no matter what. Even if he's
Yeah.
good, like completely good, I just want to see him back in Scream.
Yeah. Now, I would assume if they bring him back, like you got to bring back Sydney, right? If Stu is
Absolutely.
back, it has to be the movie that Sydney's back, right? You can't have him there without Sid.
Yeah. Mhm. I think
Um,
Matthew
okay.
Lillard has said that he won't come back unless she comes back.
You're right.
So,
You're right. He did say that. Yeah, that
yeah.
makes sense. Okay. Um, Scream 7, obviously. When's that coming out? Is that next year? I know the writer's strike
I don't know.
screwed
I don't
everything
think
up.
it's confirmed. I think because the strike's
Yeah.
still going on. So we don't know exactly when they're going to start filming. But I think by like 2025. Like it's not going to go beyond that.
Yeah.
But who
Yeah.
knows? I don't know.
What do you want other than Stu? Other than Stu, what do you want to see in Scream 7? I know they've mentioned a Christmas setting. I know there's been some rumblings about newly crowned sexiest man of the year, Patrick Dempsey, coming back.
Mhm.
What do you want
Mhm.
to see in Scream 7? If besides Stu, if you could see anything, what would you want to see?
Well, I was going to say I would like to see the return of Mark Kincaid. Um, I also want to see one of the core four die because too many survivors in Scream 6. One of the twins have to go. I wouldn't mind seeing Tara go, to be honest.
Yeah.
What else do I want to see? I would like to see Gail die. I love Gail, but I think it's her time. I think she should have died in Scream 6. I thought she was going to, but of course she pulled through. I think we need another big death. Obviously, we had Dewey in Scream 5, so that's kind of why I expected Gail to go in Scream 6. We need some big deaths in Scream 7. That's the number one thing that I want to see. So some of the core
Yeah.
four or Gail, I'll take anybody.
Yeah. I'm so baffled at what they did in Scream 6 with having these people
Mhm.
survive because they proved they had the balls to kill Dewey in Scream
Right.
5, right? Or Scream 6.
Yes.
Yeah, in Scream 5. So they proved they had the balls to do that. Nobody ever thought they were going to kill off one of these three characters. They did, in the middle of the movie, no less. And then,
Mhm.
they have a perfect opportunity. My problem with killing Gale in Scream 7 is that, like you said, the scene in Scream 6 with Gale, she finally gets the call from Ghostface, right? She has this
Mhm.
badass scene where she is a badass. And then she goes out swinging, right? And that would have
Mhm.
been a great send off to the character if you're going to kill her. So now, if you're going to kill her in Scream 7, I can't see the scene being as good as it was in Scream 6. So it's
Right.
like, you had
Yeah.
this opportunity.
I
And
know.
as
I
far
mean,
as
I want to
Tara
see.
goes,
Uh-huh.
oh no, go ahead.
I want to see Stu kill Gale because they faced off in the first movie, so I want to see that come full circle. And if Stu comes back, like I think he will, I want to see Stu kill Gale. I think that will be the only
And
satisfying ending for Gale, and I want Sydney to be present for it to make it more emotional. That's what
yes,
I
I
want.
yeah, I think that'd be good. And you could get Stu, kind of recreating the line, "She looked dead, still
Yeah,
does."
yeah,
Love that line.
it's a great line.
um, oh, it's so good. It might be like I know he's got better lines, but that might be like my low key favorite, like subtle
Yeah.
humor line from that movie. Um, but yeah, I'm with you. And Tara, it is possible that Jenna Ortega is just like, hey, you got to kill me. I can't be in the franchise anymore,
Yeah.
because of being too hot right now.
Right.
Being in everything, and being able to afford her and things like that. So that is
Mhm.
possible, and I think that adds some extra weight to Samantha Carpenter's journey.
Mhm. Well, I could see Tara being one of the ghost faces to mirror Roman from Scream 3 as the half sibling, because we know that they've copied the killers from the first two, the
Yeah,
boyfriend and then the parent of the boyfriend. So why wouldn't they copy the half sibling of the main character?
that's an interesting idea. And Jenna has the acting chops. She could definitely make that turn, and just turn
Absolutely.
villainous. And she's been, pulling some strings, or if something you want to happen, Stu and her are working together. I don't know,
Mhm.
uh, anything. They could go anywhere with it. So it'll be interesting,
Yeah.
especially with a new creative team too. Should be interesting.
Mhm. I also do think that Christina Carpenter, Tara's mom, could be working with Stu. So who knows? Maybe Christina convinces Tara to join them in Stu's cult. Who knows? The possibilities are endless.
You took my next question because I was going to ask you, who the hell is Christina Carpenter? So
Mhm.
it's their mom. Is that what you're saying?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, I think she's involved with Stu. She knew him in high school and she was in love with Billy, a serial killer. So she likes the dark side and she already, she lied to her husband for 13 years about being
True.
Sam's dad. So I don't know. I mean, she was mentioned right off the bat in Scream 5 in the opening scene. So that just tells us that she's important. And she was mentioned in Scream 6 also. So I think she's going to come into play in Scream 7. I think she's off helping Stu right now. Like, where is she? Why doesn't she come home to be with her two daughters who have been attacked?
That's a good point. That's a really good point. I never really, that never really clicked with me because, she clearly had a relationship with them. So it's not like she's some deadbeat mother, at least at the
Mhm.
time of Scream 5 starting. And all of a sudden we haven't seen her, even though they've been through these traumatic experiences. We
Right.
don't see her at all. That is interesting. Yeah. And I think you made a
Mhm.
video or something, maybe it was a short a while back, where you were saying she was at Stu's party, or that she could have been at Stu's party, right?
She could have been, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. She's suspicious.
Yeah. All right. We're going to turn. I just want to ask you a few more questions about other movies of the franchise. I know you're a fan of Scream 4, right?
Yes. That's my
Okay.
favorite
So am
scene.
I. Is it?
Mhm.
Is it? Okay.
Mhm.
What do you love about Scream 4? Because, I feel like, you know, maybe this is just me, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Scream 4 doesn't get as much love as it deserves. So what do you love about Scream 4?
I love the characters in it. I love Kirby. I love Jill. I like Charlie a lot. I feel like Charlie's an underrated killer. I like Robbie. I think it does the best job at recapturing the magic of the original movie. You know, I just love it. I love all the characters. It reminds me the most of the first movie, which is of course the best one. And I just think it's the best sequel.
Yeah, I think it's really, really good. You know, Ghostface is brutal in this movie. You know, until we got to
Yes.
Scream 6, you know, that Olivia kill, my God.
Right.
Uh,
That's the most brutal
just
one.
yeah. And I actually, so I love Jill. Like there are days when I like her better than, you know, Billy even. Not
Hmm
many days, but I love her that much. And I had always hated Charlie Walker. I thought he was terrible, etc. And then I watched the video that I referenced earlier where you were talking about him, and I gained a newfound respect for him because I started kind of looking at him like, if there's any Star Wars fans out there, I kind of started looking at him almost like Darth Vader to Jill's Emperor Palpatine, where she's pulling the strings and he's just some badass doing her bidding, but he's just
Yeah.
like destroying everyone.
Yeah.
So I watched it again and I was like, okay, he's actually growing on me.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scream 4 is really like, I don't understand the hate that and it doesn't get much hate, but I don't understand why it's not mentioned
I don't
towards the
know.
top.
Like I said, it's my favorite sequel. I just think it's so good. Charlie's underrated, and it's my second favorite.
Yeah, and you even get like a new version of like, you know, Sydney, who's coming back to do her book tour. You know, she's not the same old
Right.
Sydney, but it's feels realistic on where she would be in her life. And
Mhm.
Jill's batshit crazy, right?
She's
I
the
didn't see,
craziest.
yeah, I didn't see that coming. Like most of them, like, oh, I kind of maybe saw it coming, you know, after the first one, obviously, but I didn't see Jill
Mhm.
coming at all. I thought it was really well
Yeah.
done.
I agree.
All right, putting you on the spot here. Your favorite kill in the franchise, Pamela? I know there's many. Or give me your
That's
top three
tough.
that off the top of your head.
Maybe Tatum. You know, it kills me because I love her, but it's one of the best ones, in my opinion, at least.
That's the first time we hear the word Ghostface, right?
Yeah. First time
Yeah.
she calls him Mr. Ghostface. Yeah, that's the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. You know,
Mhm.
I'm trying to make a video. I'm trying to brainstorm for a video like best friends in horror movies. And I think Tatum, like as far as like a best friend in a horror movie, I think she's gotta be number one,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. I talk about
She's
that all the
great.
time. She's such a good friend to Sydney.
Yes. Yeah, she's excited when, you know, Gail gets punched.
Right.
She's you know, she's just great. And
Mhm.
Rose McGowan plays her fantastically. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't think anyone
Tatum's great.
else could have played her.
No, no,
Yeah.
especially at that time, you know,
hmm
such a interesting time. And they just got the dynamic of those friends just so perfectly.
Yeah.
All right, what are your thoughts on Scream 3? Like
You
it?
know,
I know you don't hate it because, like we talked about, it's not a
mhm.
bad movie, but is it your worst in the franchise?
Probably. I think so. There's a lot of good things about it. I love Jennifer Jolie. She made that movie what it
Yes.
was.
Hmm.
I don't like the Ghostface reveal. I thought it was a weak reveal because Roman and Sydney had no scenes together. So she didn't even know who
Yeah,
he was. She was like, "Who are you?" Um, it
director.
is my least favorite. I will say that. I still love it, but it's my least favorite of the franchise.
Yeah, it's mine too. And I think the reason for me that it's my least favorite is when you have like a franchise that's very meta, very self-aware, right? It's a fine line between, you know, being meta and self-aware and turning kind of campy. And I think a lot of the other sequels, a lot of the other movies balance that very well. And I think Scream 3 just crosses that line into campy a little bit for me. And maybe
Mhm.
it's because of what happened with Columbine and, you know, no Kevin
Yeah.
Williamson and things like that, but it just crosses that line. Yet that being said, if Scream 3 is your worst movie in the franchise, your franchise is in pretty damn good shape.
Yeah. Well, every time I watch it,
Um,
it kills me to think about what it could have been with like the original plan was Stu returning,
Stu.
leading the cult of ghost faces. There was supposed to be two killers originally, like Roman and Angelina, I think it was supposed to be.
Yep.
There were just so many changes to the story that I always think about like what it could have been. It kind of sucks that what we got, but like I said, I
Yeah.
still love it.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been so dark too, and you had the
Yeah.
Hollywood setting, and
Mhm.
like you said, even what's her face, Angela could have been, she could have been Jill like with being batshit crazy, right? Because was that her that we saw like stealing the stuff in the bathroom? Was that her?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The thing that kills me about Scream 3, and I know you can nitpick every horror movie ever. The thing that kills me about the Roman reveal is they check his pulse when he fakes his death. Like
I
what?
know. I don't understand that. How did he do that? They give us no explanation.
Yeah. No, why show that? Like why show checking his pulse? Just
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Very
just
weird.
ridiculous. But I'm telling you that whole mansion, that the third act in the mansion, that
Mhm.
setting is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they have that even with Parker Posey's character when when she's killed with like the double mirror or the mirror where you can see through one side and you can't see through the other. I mean that's a good scene. But like I
Yeah,
said, it's just a little too campy for me.
I agree.
Okay, so I know you're a Scream super fan. You're clearly an
Yes.
expert. You know more than me. What other franchises are you into? I know you've made some Halloween videos, but are there any
Mhm.
other like horror movies or franchises that you're into?
Well, on my most recent rewatch for the Halloween season, I realized that I think I really like the Chucky movies, like second, like
Yeah,
more than, well, no, actually, I like the Halloween franchise more, but then I think Chucky's next. Those are some pretty solid movies. Um, and then I said in a video on my channel that I'm not crazy about the Friday the 13th movies, but I actually think I like them more than Nightmare on Elm Street. Do you
yeah.
like them more than Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yes, yes, I do. I think the Nightmare on Elm Street. I think Nightmare on Elm Street has some really good movies early on, but then it just.
Uh-huh.
But I think Friday the 13th, like if you're gonna throw on a horror movie in the background while you're doing something, I think Friday the 13th is really good for that. I think it's
Mhm.
entertaining. I mean, it's so simple. Jason killing people in the woods. For the most part,
Yeah.
it's pretty simple. So I'm very entertained. I love the Friday franchise.
Mhm.
And the Nightmare franchise I like, but it gets a little too goofy at the end, with you got Freddy Krueger riding a broomstick saying, "I'll get you my pretty and your little soul too." Like it's like, all right, that's
Yeah,
like am I supposed to be scared by this guy anymore?
I know. I
It's
agree.
definitely a far cry from what Wes Craven made with the original, that's for sure.
Right. The original is so good. Um, but yeah, I like the Chucky movies, and then I really like one of my favorite horror movies of all time is Jeepers Creepers, the first one. The second one's not
So
bad
good.
either. And you know what? The third one gets a lot of hate, but it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. But the
Is
fourth
that the new
one,
one that just came out? No.
no.
Okay.
So the fourth one came out like last year. I never even finished it. I watched the first half of it and I just couldn't even get through it. The third one's not that
Yeah.
bad. I watched it like for the third time this Halloween season, and I was like, you know what, it's not that bad. But the fourth one, I didn't even finish it. But the
Yeah.
first one is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I've only seen the first two. I haven't seen the third one. Maybe I'll give that a chance now. But yeah, I think the first one's one of the best horror movies in the last whatever 25 years
Mhm.
now. Um,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate that you can't say that without the internet going, "What did you hear about?" Yeah, I'm not talking about the
I
director.
know.
Calm down.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
talking about the movie.
Right.
Um, uh, But yeah, it's really good, really well done. Justin Long, who's had a resurgence lately, right?
Hmm.
He's great in that.
I love Justin
Um,
Long. He's a really good actor.
yeah, he is. He kind of found his niche in the like early 2000s with like Jeepers Creepers, and then he's great at Dodgeball too. It's so
Yes.
goofy. But he's kind of come back. Like he was in Barbarian. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
And he's in something else recently too, isn't he?
Well, the new Goosebumps show that just came out, which I have not seen
That's it.
yet. And then he's also going to be in It's a Wonderful Knife, which comes out very soon. I'm very excited for
That's
that.
right.
That one's definitely very Scream inspired also. So I'm excited for that. I think it comes out November 10th.
Oh, very soon then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll have to check that. What's it called? It's a Wonderful Knife.
Yeah, it's based on like It's a Wonderful Life, the Christmas movie.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sold. Sounds intriguing. Okay. Last question here, and then we're going to talk about what you got coming up here. But last question: Billy or Stu, and why? I know the answer.
Stu. I just love Stu. I think he's so funny. Like he just steals every scene that he's in. You know, who's the better killer? Possibly Billy, but I just love Stu. I love every scene that he's in. He's my favorite character of the entire franchise, and I need to see him return in Scream 7.
Yeah, you know when I made a few videos in the past where I'm like fucking how I didn't want to see Stu return, etc., etc., etc. But I always had a caveat on that. I get why people want to see him return. I get why everybody loves him because, like you said, Matthew Lillard is he's a character, right? There's nobody that can deliver lines like him.
Yeah.
You know, he just has this presence and this fun aura to him. Even when he's fucking killing people, he's having fun doing it. We're having fun watching it. You know, yeah, he's great. So you're not one of these people then that are in love with Billy Loomis, like you want to date him or anything like that. You see all these posts online and it's like, what are you people doing? He's a fucking psychotic killer.
Right. No. Nope.
All right. What else you got coming up on your channel soon? Before you do that, I want to let everyone know, please go check out Pamela's channel. I'm going to put a link in the description. I'm going to put a link in the pinned comment. Please go check out her channel, especially if you're a Scream fan. You know, go check out her channel. Make sure you guys hit subscribe. She's got a lot of good stuff. And I know with Scream 7 coming up in the next year or whenever, she's going to have probably 150 different theory videos coming with her meticulous research. So make sure you check it out and make sure you guys give your thoughts to her in the comments. But what do you got coming up on your channel in the near future here?
Well, like you said, I'm going to have a lot of theories coming out soon. I'm working on a lot of different Ghostface theories for different characters, like Mindy and Kirby. You know, Mindy, I don't necessarily think she's going to be Ghostface, but I just like to make a case for everyone, you know, clues that, because it can go anywhere, like anything's possible. It could be Mindy, even though I don't think it will be. It could be. So I have a lot of theories coming out soon that I'm working on for every different character. So stay tuned for that.
You know what'd be cool is if, you know, the Scream, you know, writers or whatever, if they, because obviously they know people go on YouTube, they have these theories, they talk, but what if they like paid some YouTubers just to like, you know, put these videos out and it turns it even more meta. You know, I could see, maybe not in Scream 7, but I could see in the future them using YouTube or using TikTok or whatever platform is popular at the time to kind of create this, you know, meta universe. You know, there's, like you said, there's so many options with this franchise. It seems like such a simple franchise. Somebody's Ghostface, they kill someone, but there's all these different twists and turns they could do. So I guess what I'm trying to get at, Pamela, is, are you on the payroll? Are they paying you to make these videos?
No, I wish. Okay. I wish that they'll see my videos and maybe include it somehow in the movies. Because, you know, like Dead Meat, the YouTube channel Dead Meat was in Scream 5.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I would love to be involved somehow, but we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
All right, keep doing your research. I hope if I see, you know, if I see your demeanor change on your channel, I'm gonna think that they got to you. So keep doing your research,
I'll let
and maybe
you
they'll
know
get
if
to
they
you.
contact me.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, thanks for coming on, Pamela. Really appreciate your thoughts. Like I said, it's cool to, you know, actually have a conversation with somebody else instead of staring at the camera, ranting and raving like I usually do.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for
and
having me. I
everyone,
appreciate it.
yeah, everyone, make sure you go check out Pamela's channel. Like I said, link is going to be in the description and the pinned comments. So make sure you stop by and give her a subscription. Thanks, everyone. We will talk to you later.